Hello everybody, and today we're going to be having a look at the FSRealistic first person mode that's just been released as the experimental version on the update 2.1 I believe. This is my first time to look at it. Just got a message this actually very night saying it's come out. So I've just installed it, so let's have a look at it.
FSRealistic connected.
Sitting here in Manchester Airport on the beautiful British Caledonian Airbus A310 that's now just been released for the 40th anniversary of Flight Simulator. I've just been testing out for a few flights, and hopefully later on when this video releases we'll be able to take a flight on this on VIII, but let's get it booted up here. We can see now I've got the first person tab. I've already had a quick look at it, and I've already key-binded my toggle on and off button and my flashlights, and we're just going to see what happens if I press the button. So I've just got it on my control yoke here. There we go. We are now on the ground looking around. Got some handy little keys here, so I'm just going to move this to my second monitor so I can still see them. But that's quite handy to have. It takes a while to drag now. There we go. And now we can do pretty much a full walk around of this A310, and my goodness, the detail on it is gorgeous. Nice little head bobble there as we walk around. Use the mouse here to look around. I have turned down the settings, so the camera movement is around about 30, and then my mouse is about 15. See what all the ground equipment around here. We're at stand 202. Get a bit of a frame rate drop here, but that seems to be what everybody seems to be getting with the new update with the A310. Hopefully this gets ironed out a little bit. But let's have a walk up to the main landing gear and pretend we're inspecting it. Let's wait for the frames to catch up a little bit. There we go. So we're doing a walk around. Let's have a look into the main landing gear. Can I move the mouse up anymore? I can. It's a bit slow, but look at that extra detail on this. Didn't realise there was actually writing underneath it, and the landing lights. Let's put some power on the aircraft and see if those landing lights come down. They are on, and they've popped down. That's pretty cool. We can see that's working. Have a look around and see the scorch marks. Can have a look at the tyres, the brakes and the brake pins. Sort of scrub my mouse wheel off my screen here. Oh. It's an experimental version, so we're not expecting to be perfectly smoothly it. Don't know what's going on here. Myself looking up. Let's just reset it a bit here. I do clearly say there might be a few bugs and teething issues, but already this is quite amazing. Have a look around the engine. I think this pretty much helps cement this as the definitive version of Flight Sim here. We can hold shift to run around. Oh, we can hear the panting as well from the pilot. If I get GSX to add some stairs, so it never used to be this bad. Let's operate the stairs. How do I Menzies? What we can also do is we can get the doors open as well. Store this one here. Hand side. We can still use the old-fashioned controls to move around the cockpit and go through the door here, and we can have a walk into the cabin as always. Now we're just waiting for the doors to connect, even though we do have a jetway here. So if we press the button again, we should end up down the ground in the front of the aircraft, as we are. Let's have a run over to the back. This adds a extra level of realism to anybody wanting to simulate doing walkarounds of their aircraft, or even for those just wanting to make cinematic trailers, or just get an extra feel of the scale of this aircraft, or any aircraft that it's next to. You can use the mouse wheel to gauge the height. So, I do believe they said it's not very good at judging height when going up terrain at the moment, as we can see here, so we'll just use the mouse wheel in conjunction to simulate going upstairs. And we're aboard. Move my mouse around here. Scrolls down. We're in the cabin. And so one of the ground crew shout for us at the bottom of the stairs, so we'll quickly turn around and run down. Do walk a little bit like a drunk at the moment. Try and look down the stairs so we don't fall down. You can so picture it as pretending to set up your height. So here's a nice little white van over here. So naturally I think my height will be around about here potentially. Some of us might say it's down here. I like to think it would be up here, but sadly it's not. So that's a good way to judge your height, and then you can judge the scale of the aircraft itself. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. First a look into the new addition to FSRealistic, the first person mode. We'll be using it in the stream that I'll be live streaming today as soon as this video is released. We'll have one little look at another aircraft. So here we are at Oban on a very Scottish day with our Black Square Simulations King Air. I'm trying to work out some of these frame rate issues. So sadly the doors don't open on this aircraft as it's the default King Air. Hopefully Sobo will get onto that. But let's just see what it's like with the first person view on this aircraft. There we go. Seems to have a little bit of a scenery glitch there on the top of the aircraft. It's the first time I've seen that. But with the sounds and everything, this is quite a cool addition. So I can walk up to the nose gear. We'll crawl on our knees here to have a closer look. Have a look at the intakes. Walk around the propeller, make sure we don't get in that proper look. Kind of lean up and have a look inside the exhaust, make sure that's all clear. Just again we come back down, can have a look at the main gear, see the brake lines, torque link. Everything else is looking all quite clear down here. Brake pads and pins. Stuff up to the top. Don't know if the controls actually move. Oh, they do. Ah, so on a lighter aircraft, we can have a look at the controls and make sure the linkages are all okay. I can see this can bring a whole new in-depth level to flight simulating. Could even walk up to the terminal here. That's where you normally pay your landing fees. Or even with the scroll function, you can pretend to be a handy little lookout at the control tower. Oh, see it's reverted itself back to the default scenery there. Livery. Beautiful airport Oban. Oh, there we go. So just a little example of what you can do with this. It does operate a lot better and smoother than the drone camera. I think this is going to be my go-to, so the drone camera. Walking around. I'll have a look at a GA aircraft and see how that compares. This time one with doors open. So we'll have a look at the Just Flight PA-28. So here we are at Carnarvon in the Just Flight PA-28. A lovely addition to the flight sim. And as always in the cockpit, we can still move around and everything. We can open up the door. But this is the most the camera in the cockpit can get out. Let's see what happens with in first person. So, using my saddle, the arrow keys, once again, come up to the aircraft and actually inspect it. Ooh, without running over into the wing. It's quite a cool effect. Do the walk around on this aircraft. Have a look at the propellers, have a look at the intakes. Sadly we can't open the cowlings. See, the nose fairings need a bit of a clean there. Need to move the chocks and tie downs. But if we walk around to the other side of the wing, let me just increase my mouse sensitivity actually a little bit to 30. Camera movement up to 40. That's a little bit better actually. We can pretend we're climbing up onto the wing. Looking into the aircraft. And then hopping down. Oh. I'd like to get in there. Oh, there we go. Oh. There we go. We're in our seats. So it automatically jumps you back into your seat. That's quite cool. Pressing the button again. Yeah, it's quite a nice little look into the aircraft. Down tie downs. See the fuel. Get us to look at the aircraft. Tie downs and wheel fairings. We get the baggage compartment open. So that'll be baggage in the aircraft today. Have a look at the aircraft around the back here at the stabilator. Make sure nothing's in there blocking its movement, and the trim tab. See the trim's moving nicely there. It's a lovely little addition. And a great way to explore custom sceneries, such as this one here on the flight.to website, which I'll link down below in the description, along with the open scenery. We can have a walk over here to the cafe in the museum. Sadly, there's nothing actually rendered in here, but I don't think I was expecting anybody to actually come and have a look around here. But we can see our aircraft parked on the other side of the fence. I think this is a brilliant addition they've added. The makers and creators of FSRealistic, they didn't have to do this. They already released a fantastic product that loads of people already bought, including myself. But just adding this just shows the care and attention they have and what they're wanting to bring to the simulator market. This is absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to see what else they can release and how else they can improve this. Anyway, that's the end of the video for me. When this gets released on YouTube, I should be streaming on Twitch at the moment. So feel free to pop in if you've seen this video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.